What's up, Bona family? I'm back. Mike Lindsley here for an ML Sports Take. It's all brought to you by Welch & Company Jewelers and Stumbling Monkey Brewing Company. Hey, don't forget, if you're in and around the Rochester area, stop by School Street in Victor. Of course, the unbelievable beers at Stumbling Monkey Brewing Company, from the Red Ale to the Amber Ale and more. Make sure you stop by and see my friends at Stumbling Monkey Brewing Company. So obviously today I'm wearing the Sabres cap, a little tribute to Rick Jeanneret, but I wanted to get into some of the Bona basketball stuff and some of the college basketball things that are going on right now. College football, the realignments, schools bolting left and right everywhere you go. Florida State complaining about all the money. I'm going to kind of put the Bonaventure hoops breakdown and the roster and the incoming freshmen, all that, the season preview, breaking down all the games. That's for a little bit later here as we are coming up on the end of August. I just wanted to focus in on one real thing here on this video, and I don't know if all of you feel the same way, and this is by no means an old man, I'm a get off my lawn old man take here, but I'm watching all this stuff go on in college sports, right? And I live in central New York, so I'm 15 minutes away from, big time ACC basketball, football money, 30,000 plus crowds, although they don't get them as much as they used to at Syracuse for a lot of reasons. Cost, TV's too good. There's just so many factors to it now. But I'm watching Florida State complain that they don't have enough money, right? That they've got to go to maybe the SEC, to compete with everybody else. And, geographically, things just don't make sense right now at all. I mean, the ACC, trying to poach Stanford and others is simply laughable. Last I checked, it's the Atlantic Coast Conference. Rutgers is in the Big Ten, right? I don't mind change. I don't mind conferences adding. But the two issues that I have that are going on right now is, number one, the rivalry part is just gone. I mean, we don't have Oklahoma and Nebraska anymore. We don't have any of these things. And I'm telling you right now, once the ACC blows up in front of us, we might not have Carolina, Duke in basketball. Think about that for a second. Big East basketball, I grew up on the Big East. I grew up on Georgetown, Nova, Connecticut, Seton Hall, Providence, all of those schools coming to central New York, and the Orangemen going on the road. I grew up on that stuff. I grew up on Derek Coleman and Sherman Douglas and the big-time CBS Saturday games. I grew up on Jim Boeheim and Rick Pitino and Jim Calhoun and John Thompson and Rolly Massimino and PJ Carlissimo and Louis Carnesecca. I grew up on all that, so there's none of that stuff left. And now we have all the rivalries. Not only those are gone, but the geography just doesn't make sense as well. Those are the two major problems I have. Now, listen, I've said this in a lot of videos. I kind of think for a second while all this is going on about how lucky we are, because, yeah, I know it's just Bona basketball on the national scene. Many people don't even pay attention to us. They don't even pay attention to the RC. They don't pay attention to Bonnie basketball unless there's a big national game on a Friday where, they go up against Davidson in double overtime, or if the Bonnies are making a run and it's a 2:00 CBS game, A10 tournament championship or something of that nature against whomever, right? But for us, we don't care. And that's really where I'm going here with a lot of this, is that we know who we are. Our school isn't going out in public and saying, dude, we need more money, so we're going to leave the A10 basketball scene to try and squeak into somewhere. I don't know, maybe the Big East or the ACC. We don't have football, but who cares? We're going to try to get in somewhere to try and make more money. Because we don't have football, we cherish our basketball that much more. I mean, we know who we are. It's small time, it's small town, it's basketball, and all the other sports as well, obviously, mean a lot to us too. But we know that, our bread is buttered with the men's basketball program. And, I think that because we don't have football, and because we aren't chasing the bank, and we aren't chasing the gold plate, and we aren't chasing, the constant revenue all the time, Bonaventure just sits back. We're in the Southern Tier. We know who we are. We've got our campus. We have our small alumni, although it feels like a huge one, right? We have our small enrollment. We have our small everything. And that's how we like it. And because we don't have all the other stuff, the enormous the enormous TV contracts and all the big sporting apparel deals and all the rest. We do have Adidas, and we do have a few different things with NBC and ESPN Plus and some other things going on, and we're trying to do it our own way. But that's the thing. We fight our own way in a blue-collar way. We don't have football. We know who we are. We're not constantly trying to chase the almighty dollar. We make as much as we possibly can, and and we cherish what we have. And I think that there is still something to that in college sports. I understand what it is. I cover it. Trust me. I know that the TV contracts mean a ton. You know, the Power 5 stuff, which is probably going to change to Power 3 or Power 2 eventually, that is where it's at. That's where the money's made. That's where the bread is buttered. The football program's bringing all this money so that the track team and the cross-country team and soccer and lacrosse and everybody in between can get their money. The swim teams can travel and all the rest. You know what? You know what? Sometimes I think too, like, you can have it. You know what I mean? Because we know who we are, and I think that that's important. I really do. I still think there's something that's there that's important. You know, in today's world with all of the money and all the sports and all the change and all the bullshit, and we're St. Bonaventure, baby. And you know what? I'm all for it. ML Sports Take Here brought to you by Stanley Law Offices, Welch & Company Jewelers, and Stumbling Monkey Brewing Company. Hey, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page, Mike Lindsley 7060. Great to talk with you again. Hey, in the near future, weeks and months ahead, I'm going to get into the roster. We're going to talk schedule. I've got huge expectations for the bodies this year. I'm not going to lie. So I can't wait for the season. God, it feels like a little fall today, doesn't it? My goodness, if you're in the upper Northeast, I woke up today, it was 59 degrees. When I got up at about 5-something in the morning. I had been up since 4:30 anyway, but holy moly, it was cold outside. So I'm going to get into some of the basketball stuff, X's and O's, schedules, you know, predictions and all that. Get into, you know, some of the things I like about the roster a little bit down the road. But I wanted to take a moment to appreciate what we have in today's circus. NIL, transfer portal, conference realignment, teams chasing the almighty dollar with football and all the rest. To cherish what we have as the Bona family. Thanks for listening. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.